Hello everyone, I'm Brian Hyrek, VoIP Expert here at VoIP Supply, and thank you for tuning in to another episode of SIP Chats. Today we're going to do things a little differently, and we're very excited to have some of the folks from Grandstream on with us today, and we're going to do a brief panel discussion. I do have Chris, Phil, and Hugh on there somewhere. And do you guys want to tell us a little bit about Grandstream to kick us off here?
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, Brian, thanks for having us. We're super excited to be here. Love this, little SIP chat that you guys do. Grandstream has a pretty cool story that I think a lot of people aren't fully aware of. So Grandstream's been around for about 20 years now, founded in 2002, but founded in an apartment on Harvard Street in the Brighton area of Boston, which is where we're still headquartered. And about 20 years later, we've grown from being basically a 1 and 2 line IP phone manufacturer and ATAs, which is pretty much what we started out with, into a full business communication solutions provider. We have over 600 employees across the globe, huge distribution network. We're in over 150 countries across the world. And really the thing that, I mentioned earlier, we started with IP phones and ATAs. And I think, specifically the IP phones, it's definitely what we're best known for probably. But really what we've done over the last 10 years is really try to, like I mentioned earlier, be that full solutions provider. We want to be able to offer a one-stop shop for every type of business communication solution that anyone's going to need, all from one brand under one manufacturer, everything optimized to working together, and obviously also everything available from one partner such as yourself. So it's, we've really kind of, started as a smaller company and now grown into, I guess, depending on who you talk to, third or fourth largest endpoint manufacturer in the world. So it's a pretty cool story. Many of us have been with the company for a while, so we've got a great team. We've came from humble beginnings and have really grown the company into what we like to call, I guess, a world force at this point in time.
That's awesome. I had no idea, too. I've been with VoIP Supply 14 years. I had no idea that Grandstream started in an apartment. That's really awesome to see how far you guys have come, what you've done, and now to see how large your catalog is as well. Having everything from IP phones to PBX and beyond. Over the past year, the face of the workplace has, of course, changed, and drastically, too. Does anyone want to speak about what Grandstream's doing and how Grandstream fits into the face of the new workplace?
For sure. I think this pandemic really speeded up what we were doing already behind the scenes. We were already investing pretty heavily into Wi-Fi solutions before the pandemic started. With the work from home transition, we're kind of in a good spot, I hate to say it, to naturally have products ready to sell for those types of environments. Big one being on the IP phone side and having Wi-Fi enabled desk phones, Wi-Fi enabled cordless phones, but also going a step further with access points, some of the physical security stuff if they needed to rig their home office with cameras and all that good stuff. So we were well positioned from the get-go, and our top growing products over the last 12, 16 months are those Wi-Fi products, especially on the IP phone side. So it enabled quick adoption. We were able to kind of continue selling without a hitch, and it shows with some of the products that we've seen growth in, like I said, over the last 16 months or so.
Awesome. Yeah, VoIP Supply, we have definitely seen a huge influx and uptick in Wi-Fi devices and all sorts of units to work from home. Of course, wireless headsets as well, but Wi-Fi phones mainly, and dongles for phones to be Wi-Fi. I know that there's also some other tools as well that Grandstream has created and is working on that can really assist even our partners do their installs and management of those remote devices. Hugh, do you want to touch upon that?
Yeah, absolutely. And I just kind of reiterate what Chris just said. We hate to say it, but the timing kind of worked out for us because we launched our GDMS ecosystem and the UCM 6300 ecosystem kind of right before the pandemic happened. And these tools have been invaluable in the last 12 to 16 months. And it really helped with the changing work environment. There's a Forbes article that just recently came out, and they did a survey with all these businesses throughout the country, and it said 79% of businesses are planning to continue with some form of work from home even after the pandemic ends, and it that kind of it goes right in line with what we're able to offer with the GDMS and now with the UCM 6300 ecosystem. It really helps everyone securely deploy remote workers, remote extensions, and it makes it super easy too. Anyone can do it. You don't have to worry about firewall rules. You don't have to be a security expert. All of that security stuff is built right into the platform. So it makes it super easy to currently work from home and to continue working remotely.
Absolutely. Now, is there a cost to the GDMS as well, or can you tell us a little bit more about that product and really what's the play with that?
Absolutely. GDMS is completely free and will continue to be completely free. For every account, we allow you to manage anywhere from 1 to 1 million devices per account. And the play is that it's just a cloud-based platform for you to not only manage your devices, but also provision, deploy, and monitor them. And we have built-in troubleshooting tools where you can capture syslogs and Wireshark traces from anywhere that you have an internet connection. I know our IT team was dreading the fact of having all of these remote phones all over the world, especially all over the U.S. With some of the employees that are probably less technical. And being that every network environment is different, Chris's network at home is probably different than mine with different service providers. The IT team was able to successfully deploy all of our extensions. Anytime there was an issue, they were able to remotely troubleshoot it and fix any issues that did come up. So that's kind of what we're looking to do, just making that whole deployment scenario super easy for everyone.
That's awesome. Well, they do say that victory is when preparation meets opportunity, and I would say that Grandstream certainly positioned themselves to be victorious in these current times. Speaking of which, due to COVID, of course, we're seeing a huge shortage of chipsets and really in the supply chain of a lot of manufacturers as well. Can Grandstream tell us what your current position is?
Sure. I mean, it changes every day. That's not me taking the easy way out answering the question. That is what it is. From what I've been told right now, IP phones in particular, which again is really our bread and butter worldwide, IP phones in particular, we're in a pretty good spot. We're still manufacturing our new GRP phones, both the lower end models as well as the carrier grade models. So we're good there. Some of the other popular items, like ATAs, we're still in pretty decent shape on. We're still producing many of them. Lead times are a little bit more when we're talking some of the major projects that we're doing across the globe, but we're still able to get the chipsets and produce. Some of the products that we are kind of seeing a little bit of a hit on are gateways. And some of the Wi-Fi 6 newer stuff that we had in the works for launch in Q1, some of those launches have been pushed out a little bit, just really due to the Wi-Fi 6 chipsets and getting those in stock. We're still planning on launching our GWN 7660, which is our upcoming Wi-Fi 6 access point. It's just going to be more along the lines of a Q3 timeframe instead of the late Q1, early Q2. So overall, we're in pretty good shape. We do have some stuff that's hit more than others, but we're progressing, and the bad thing, if you want to call it that, or the catch-22 is demand is way up right now. So it's not affecting business, just timelines to a certain extent.
Awesome. Chris, thank you for being so forthcoming about the supply chain and letting everyone know what's going on. Hugh, thank you for the knowledge. Thank you for the knowledge, Phil, as well, in the introduction. If there's nothing else, I would like to again thank Grandstream so much for your time. Thanks to all of our viewers for tuning in and watching another episode video of SIP Chats by VoIP Supply. Again, I'm Brian Hyrek, VoIP Expert here at VoIP Supply, and please don't forget to mash that like button below and click subscribe. We hope to see you soon. Take care.
Thanks.
Thanks, everyone.